YouTubers, Electric Adventures here with a video response to the 16-bit brothers and their favourite consoles that you collect for. Now one of them answered a retro computer, so I'm actually also going to pick a retro computer. Now of course, hold on a sec, some of you would think, well, why aren't I picking the Sega Master System? Now I do enjoy the Sega Master System, but I am a fair way through the actual full collection. And the reason why I collect for the Sega Master System is because of the system that is my favourite to collect for, because it is in a way related. And that system is the MSX range of computers. Also in a sort of semi-related way, I also collect computers that are also based on the same graphical chipset that the MSX computers are made for. Now, what defines a machine in that category is a Z80A processor and a TI graphics chip, starting with a model 99. So that includes the all the way back to MSX1 and the original Spectre Video, which started the design. It includes the ColecoVision, and there are all sorts of weird and wonderful models that I've discovered out there, like the Sword M5 and the Memotek MTX. Don't have one of those yet. And one retro gamer VX recently discovered, which is the Einstein, is also in that category as well. But the actual system that I like to collect for, now the games are very hard to get, and that is the MSX. Now my collection is a lot larger than it was a year or so ago, because I have been lucky enough to do some wonderful trades with some people on YouTube, and that has also spurred me on to do some more looking and find some other key titles. So what I thought we'd switch to my other camera, and I'll just show you a couple of the pieces of the hardware and some of the software titles that I have. Right, and this is my favourite MSX machine, and mainly because this is the MSX machine that I developed the majority of my later games for. My original games were actually developed on this machine here, on the original Spectre Video, and then converted over to MSX. It has a 3.5-inch drive in the side. I wanted it to put a reset button here as well, and the drive has been changed to a double-sided drive instead of a single-sided drive. It actually has an MSX2 video chip in it, but it is an MSX1 machine because it hasn't had its video RAM expanded. There are actually spots on the circuit board where you can do that, and you can even put a new set of ROMs in. So as long as you and there's a spot for a real-time clock to be built in as well. So if you add those particular components, the video RAM and that, you then can make this into an MSX2. So that's as close as I got back in the day to an MSX2 machine. I do have this Philips NMS8250 machine with a dual drives, and it has this nice separate keyboard that's sitting on top of my Amiga there. So that is a straight MSX2. Although it has had its RAM expanded from what is listed there, and it has a turbo switch as well, so you can turn basically double the speed of the Z80. It makes it quite a nice machine, and it has SCART output as well. So usually when I'm doing MSX gameplays, that's usually what I use. So that's the main MSX hardware I have. I do have another couple, but they are being repaired. I have an MSX2 Plus, which I've never used because it arrived dead on arrival, and I have another one of these 8250s that's been upgraded to a 2 Plus, although that won't have the SCC sound chip that's supposed to be standard in a 2 Plus model. That is also built into some common Amiga cartridges. So enough of me rambling on this, let's go and have a look at the software. Right, so this little shelf holds my current MSX software collection, which has increased quite well over the last 2 years. I have quite a few loose cartridges here. Probably most of the ones on the left hand side are fairly new, and then we have a whole heap of tape software back there as well, which is probably what I mainly had originally. Of course, no MSX collection would be complete without copies of my own titles, but there's some other really good titles that I've picked up, a few good shoot 'em ups. There's Super Ladok for the original MSX. We have Salamander. This is a shoot 'em up. King Kong 2. I've got Wanderers from Ease. I was going to pronounce it wrong there. I also have. Oh, sorry, that's King Kong 2. And that one there is an excellent shoot 'em up for the MSX2 called Space Mambo. Now I haven't been able to do a gameplay video of that because it puts my capture card doesn't like Power 60, which is the mode it puts the MSX in when it plays it. And even this Macross game was quite a good pickup as well. So I really do enjoy tracking down and finding an MSX title. I haven't been too fussed about getting the box because some of them box can be awfully expensive. But you occasionally come across one at a bargain price. And then also recently I discovered that you can get card games for MSX. That's Jet Set Willy on card, and there's the card adapter that you use for that. Now I do have an MSX2 Plus game, which is Ladok 2, which I haven't been able to play because I don't have a 2 Plus machine currently. But hopefully I'll be able to do that, and I'll be able to do a gameplay video. Okay, thank you 16-Bit Brothers for posing this question. I actually made me think a little bit about which one I would select, but in the end I've gone back to my origins of where my my retro computer origins as the place where I really get the most satisfaction about finding a new title. I mean, if I was sticking strictly to consoles, it would probably be a fight between the Sega Master System and one of my newer passions, which is the PC Engine. For which I have been getting a few titles for over the last 6 months or so. But anyway, for this moment in time, my answer, the MSX range of computers, and every new title I get for those is a very good treasure. Alright, thank you all for watching, thanks to all my subscribers, and I'll catch you all later.